What's going on, Big Challenge Gamers? It's Ben's turn today. We're going to be talking about the new perk coming in, Season 4 Reloaded. Obviously, we know it's going to be Mule Click, but if you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, all that cool nonsense. It really helps me out, and I shout you out. Speaking of shout-outs, big homie DTX Angel 214, he commented and subscribed, and he left me a very wholesome message, so huge shout-out to that homie. And if you want to be like him, literally just, sub to me, man. I'll shout you out and everything. But I have been thinking about Mule Kick. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit more of a ranting video. Obviously, my thoughts, what I think Mule Kick is going to be like in this game, because obviously a key difference between this game and Black Ops 3 is there are tier trees and branches between each perk, which is really cool, and I would love to see some certain things, especially from Mule Kick. Obviously, like before, Mule Kick hasn't always been, say, like the best weapon. We all kind of know that it's always been kind of meh. So, I mean, obviously, for my thoughts, okay, obviously, Mule Kick's just going to give us three weapons with the start of the perk. Obviously, like, just straight, hands down, that's at least what I think will be it. I have predictions for my tier list, so I have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, etc., etc. Obviously, starting with tier 1, I think at least we're going to get a weapon swap between all, say, 3 or 4 weapons, depending on how Mule Kick works in this game. I think we're going to get, for tier 1, we are going to get weapon swap speed increasement by 50%. So, like, stuff like this, obviously, like, it is pretty quick, but when you have those heavier weapons, or those special weapons like the RPG, or even the China Lake, they do have a slow kind of swap speed, and Treyarch might be like, hey, let's just give them a kind of a filler one, just for tier 1, because obviously tier 1 doesn't really matter all too much. But honestly, for tier 2, I think we're going to be able to carry 25% more lethals and tacticals. So by example of this, say I pick up that Tomahawk right there, right? I can carry, I think, 5 of these. Well, if I can carry 25% more, isn't like, I think like maybe like 2 more? I think, yeah, about 1 to 2 more, like more. And obviously for like tacticals, if I have 5 stun grenades, maybe I can carry 6 stun grenades or 7. Really all just depends on what weapon, or kind of thing I'm using, because things like the symbol monkey, you can only carry 2, so it only increase it by 3. Those are my thoughts. I think it'd be really nice to see an increasement of just tacticals and lethals. Also, another cool thing I would love to see, I don't think they'll do it, but having to carry an extra score streak, I think not a lot of people have thought of that so far, and it'd be really interesting to see how it would actually play, because say if you have a chopper gunner and a cruise missile, like if you can combo it, how would it actually work? I mean, obviously, I don't think that'll happen, but it just, just a little ramble. I thought it would be just a little cool idea, I don't know, call me crazy. But for tier 3, I think it's going to be kind of like a meh tier 3, but it'll actually be pretty useful. You really passive one, I think we're going to be able to see what weapon we use, that is the Mule Kick weapon. So usually in a traditional, like, obviously, Black Ops 2, 3, you just have to kind of remember what your perk slot was for your weapon. I think it'll probably just highlight the icon, say like Jug right there, it would highlight Jug. Say if I was like holding, a knife right now, I have knife, fist, and road rage. If I pulled out my knife, it would highlight it. I think we'll get something at least like that or similar, because a lot of people have been sort of looking for that, and I'm pretty sure they did it in Black Ops 4. And I mean, obviously, Treyarch, they might be a little lazy, but I can't really blame them. For tier 4, this is where I think things are going to actually make up for, obviously, Mule Kick, because from at least what my predictions are, I don't have a very high bar for the lower tiers, but I'm expecting at least some pretty good stuff for the higher tiers. For tier 4, I think instead of losing your Mule Kick weapon when dying, once you purchase Mule Kick, you'll reobtain your weapon back. So, say I go down with this weapon and I have 2 other weapons, I will be able to buy Mule Kick again, and it's going to give me the same rarity weapon, same pack-a-punch, all that nonsense. It's literally just going to give me my weapon back. I think that's at least how one of the tiers in the higher ranks will be. I don't know if they'll even do it. I mean, it would be a great idea, because obviously that's one of the reasons why people don't really run Mule Kick, at least in terms of those old games. Because, obviously, like, Mule Kick, it's really good. Like, say, like, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, where those weapons aren't really that great. You really need all the firepower you really can. But, if you lose Mule Kick, you're kind of just out of like 20 grand on like Pack-a-Punch you spent so much money on the mystery box, all that nonsense. Like, what if you lose the thunder gun? Like, what do you do in that predicament? Like, you're literally just toast at that point. So being able to retrieve your weapon, I think that'd be a great idea. And out of all these tiers, I think that'll be the one that is absolutely guaranteed. I have absolutely all balls to the wall faith on them putting that kind of feature in. For the tier 5, honestly, I know this seems really plain, but I think we're going to be able to straight up just carry 4 weapons. Call me crazy, but I think Perk is going to be like, fine, let's just give him 4 weapons. You know, I don't know why. I really, honestly, this is the one I'm really hoping we don't see. I know that sounds like, why wouldn't I want 4 weapons? Like, that's so much. Like, if you really think about it, Cold War, you only need 1. Like, I'm not a fan of Mule Kick, but I'm really hoping they'll bring, like, passive abilities to weapons, which will make the weapons, obviously, better and easier and more fun to use, which would be really nice to see. But in terms of actual, like, Mule Kick, like, you know, benefits, I'm not a big fan of them, obviously. Like, 4 weapons, that's pretty cool, but, I mean, you don't have to worry about ammo in this game. You don't have to worry about damage, because, honestly, not even many people use a secondary to begin with, which is the craziest part. I don't know why they're adding Mule Kick instead of something like, you know, double tap or a new perk. I think it'd be really interesting to see something like that rather than Mule Kick. Again, these are my thoughts. I obviously am going to ramble off a little bit, but I don't see why, genuinely, I don't see why they're adding Mule Kick. I'm not going to complain. Like, a free perk is a free perk. But I feel like definitely it could be something else, and a lot more people would genuinely be happy. Unless they surprise us with something like really cool, crazy abilities that you wouldn't normally think of with Mule Kick. I guess we'll really have to see with the release of Malware Toten, which will be fairly soon. Obviously, I think it's about like 2-ish weeks of this standpoint. I think it's July 3rd as of this recording. So yeah, I don't know. I really would love to see something like that in the near future, at least within the next DLCs. Maybe at least get double tap, because Cold War weapons are good. Like on like this round 22, it's pretty good, right? Like it's tearing them up. But once you get to round 40, round 50, this weapon's absolutely toast. It's not going to do much damage. I don't think Treyarch really sees that. They really are kind of choking high rounds off right now, which is really absolutely horrible. So seeing some improvements to high rounds, obviously, you know, double tap would help that out a ton. But it's just a matter of time, because we still have 2 perk slots, like, in the perk machine. Like, obviously, like, you know, Mule Kick's gonna be right there, but we still have 2, and they've been leaked. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, they're just remake perks. I mean, if you don't know, apparently it's leaked that it's PhD and double tap. So obviously, I'm excited to see double tap. I don't know how PhD will work in this game, considering there's not really that many explosives. All the explosives, they don't have a high magazine or anything like that. Their damage is pretty meh. It's nothing out of the park, you know, no Mustang and Sally, nothing like that, which is really sad to see. But obviously, you know, we will get new perks, and it will probably be those with, you know, obviously maybe another map that's coming out, Zombies Chronicles 2. Something along that line would be really, really interesting to see. But I mean, if you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, all that cool nonsense really helps out. And if you made it this far, you deserve a cookie. I love you. I just wanted to quick talk about that. It's been on my mind. I really am excited to see what Mule Kick is going to bring us. Like, I know I'm kind of being a Debbie Downer about it a little bit, but genuinely, I am pretty wondering about it. So, you know, gamers, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. I died.